please like and subscribe. And also, I do have a podcast. It's called the John of Pipney Podcast. I will be leaving a link in the description. Just check it out, man. I will be talking more about sports, the NBA playoffs, what's going on with the entire NFL, and I'll be doing weekly picks. Hey, as far as you know, if you listen to the picks, you can mess around and go on Sports Duo or whatever and mess around and win some money. I will be giving just honest picks, no favoritism or none of that. All right, people, check it out. What's going on, people? This is John Epiphany with another sports reaction. This once again talking about the Chicago Bears, and they'll be facing on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Thursday after that despicable loss against the Indianapolis Colts. Now the Bears just had an ugly loss this Sunday. Didn't look good offensively with Nick Foles. Once again, I still feel like Mitchell Trubisky shouldn't have been benched. I feel like they should have let it play out the rest of the season. Could have easily, possibly replicated the 2018 season. They did go to 3-2 in 2018 before they just racked off a whole bunch of wins. But that's a whole nother story. Basically, if the Bears just so happenly to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I'm still pretty confident that they can, despite that abysmal offensive showing Sunday, I already know the narrative. The Bears beat a depleted team. Once again, a lot of their starters injured or might not be playing in this game because it's such a short week and players can't get going right away. But if they lose, the narrative would be that they lose to a depleted team. Half they guys on offense is hurt and whatever. And if somehow you don't know exactly what I mean with the Buccaneers injury report, I'm just going to read a quick story to let you understand exactly what I'm talking about. The Buccaneers won a Week 4 matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers, but it came at a cost on a short week as they get ready to play the Bears in Chicago on Thursday Night Football. Short weeks are tough for every team. Playing Thursday night doesn't allow adequate rest in the previous Sunday for anyone, and the Buccaneers could really use some rest right now. Monday's practice was more of a walkthrough to allow the players to basically an easy day after yesterday's 38-31 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. Multiple Tampa Bay players ended up banged up in the game. Most notably, receiver Mike Evans, who suffered an ankle injury in the first quarter, came back after getting it taped up and finished the game with 7 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Now also the receiver Chris Goodwin remains a non-participant, and head coach Bruce Arians said he is likely out for Thursday night game in Chicago. Arians did say that their running back Leonard Fournette could be available after missing yesterday's game, but he didn't participate in Monday's walkthrough. Running back LaShawn McCoy was another player that went down with an ankle injury against the Chargers and did not participate Monday either. The Bucs could be looking at a completed running back core, and should neither player be able to go in Chicago. The Bears list both defensive tackle Akeem Hicks and outside linebacker Khalil Mack on their report, even though Hicks is a fully participant in Chicago's Monday practice. Now the players that did not participate is Mike Evans and also Leonard Fournette. And then they also have defensive lineman William Golston in limited participation. Once again, wide receiver Chris Godwin did not participate. Rob Gronkowski limited in participation due to a shoulder injury. Tight end O.J. Howard, his Achilles he has an Achilles injury. He did not practice. Running back LaShawn McCoy did not practice as well. Also, wide receiver Scotty Miller with a hip and groin injury did not practice. Outside linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul limited in practice, and also Justin Watson, wide receiver, did not practice. Now the Bears also have certain injuries as well to certain levels of their defense and offense. I'm going to read that too. Safety Deion Bush, he has a hamstring injury, did not practice. Once again, Akeem Hicks, even though he has a hand, an ankle, and a shoulder injury, he is a full participant. Outside linebacker Khalil Mack, once again with the knee injury. He's been injured for the past 2 or 3 weeks. He's limited in practice. Right tackle Bobby Massey. He injured his thigh, but he is a full participant. Safety Sheriff McManus, hamstring injury, did not participate. Wide receiver Darnell Mooney, shoulder injury, but he is a full participant. And also Josh Woods, an inside linebacker, a special teamer, with a thumb injury, but also is a full participant as well. So basically, you are getting the narrative of what I'm talking about. With the Bears, basically should be able to beat them, because I'm pretty sure this is the same exact defense that Mitchell Trubisky threw 6 touchdowns on a couple of years ago. I don't think too many of their players even changed. Only thing changed mainly was the offense, and that's the quarterback and also an additional tight end. So I'm pretty sure if those players are not playing, or most of them are not playing, that takes away a lot of weapons for Tom Brady, and that can allow the Bears to be basically tee off on him if they can get pressure to him, period. Now, if the Bears cannot get pressure on him, he can basically dink and dunk the Bears down the field, basically like what Phillip Rivers did. But the Buccaneers have better weapons than the Colts, especially at the wide receiver position overall. So they're going to possibly score in the red zone more than once. So the Bears offense definitely have to get it together. Matt Nagy definitely has to have his play call be better. He cannot continue to call the same 25 to 40 plays per game like this is Madden, and the AI just not going to catch on. I'm sorry, this is real life. You have to be more direct with your play calling, and stop calling all them smoke and mirror plays. If he just goes straight at him and goes straight in attack mode from start to finish, and Nick Foles is able to make the throws down the field, even though, like I said, I didn't even want him to start over Mitchell Trubisky, but he is still the starter, so hopefully he can perform much like he did in the fourth quarter with the Falcons, but do that every quarter, or at least give us 2 quarters of that. Then the Bears can easily win the game. Now, I'm picking the Bears to win this game in a very close fashion, 24-17 Bears. Hopefully they can get it done, because if not, they fall to 3-2, and the Bears definitely cannot afford to fall to 3-2. There's definitely another thing I hope the Bears have worked on, and that is ball placement when a receiver is catching the ball. To put the ball on the outside, on the inside shoulder, so then if the defender come across and hit him, the ball does not come flying out like it did multiple times against the Colts, which literally just stalled multiple drives throughout the entire game. And hopefully there is not a lot of screen passes and everything else until it is necessary for it to be called. Coach Nagy has to be paying attention a lot more to the flow of the game, instead of paying attention to his board and already deciding which play to call before the previous play has even came into action. So hopefully the Bears can get this done and stop playing games, because they already won game back in the division, according to what I've seen in the standings, because the Packers also did their job in beating the Atlanta Falcons. So hopefully the Bears can get this done, go to 4-1 going into the bye, and somewhat down the line, Packers lose the game, and then it can be a true battle basically in the division, and the Bears end up on top. All right, people, this is Jonah Pipney with another sports reaction. Once again, talking about our Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Thursday in Thursday Night Football on Fox. All right, people. Love.